Carnival is in swing. Carnival season is in swing. So like feds are passing and going. I haven't gone anything yet. But hopefully I see some progress.
Yeah, I think next week may be my first event.
Where you going?
I think we're going to, what's that for? Out and South?
Okay. That is the 21st of January. Yeah.
That's next week, right?
Yeah.
Well, this week.
Yeah. I saw that.
I think we're going to that.
Yeah, enjoy.
But yeah. So we're jumping straight into the episode. Talking about Ashley and Tyler from Love is Blind last season. Yeah, Ashley
facts.
Ashley has announced that they are separated, heading for divorce. So that's the update. I can't say that I am really. Actually, you know what? I don't want to say I'm not surprised. Surprise is not it. I am surprised. I'm not like, oh my god, why they getting a divorce? Ooh. No, I'm not. What is that?
I don't know what that is, but I am not surprised. Because like I feel as though we see all these signs and then ignore them and then try to jump in and try to justify it and then try to make excuses and then hope and pray because we so love somebody that it wouldn't be like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why I'm like I'm not surprised. I actually thought it would have been sooner. I'm sorry that it worked out that way because she's like, you know, like you could just see somebody's like a genuine person and they give their all. Like she, oh my god, out of all of them, like I feel as though she deserved the best, and I was very disappointed because initially before the bomb of the what do you call the babies?
Sperm babies.
Before the dropping of the sperm babies situation, they seem like a really nice couple. They seem like you know, another black couple, like power to them. And then that happened, and then he started to say sperm babies and all that. Like I just feel as though it was too much, and she kept having to make excuses, and I guess it was inevitable though.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the only reason I took back saying that I am not surprised and changed it to surprise because of how she was going so hard for it. I felt like it would have lasted longer. I felt like, yes, it may have reached to this. I'm disappointed that it even crossed that marriage line. I feel as though, given the facts that she got prior to getting married, well, regardless of what, when you think about it, it did last because this film about they would be married over a year now.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I am surprised. I'm not surprised. So because it would have lasted longer, I just feeling as though it's not long because of how the time frame in which you saw it. But I feel as though like, given the facts that she had, like even if you wanted to be with him, I would not have. Me personally, I would not have said I do on the altar so soon.
Agreed. Like they could have dated and see where it goes.
But then the next thing about it is, I feel as though back then, which is the shitty part and probably what producers know would happen, when it hits me in the stream, the people on social media, they do most of the digging.
Right.
And certain things come to light. So I feel as though back when she said I do, that's the next side to it. That she didn't have all those enough facts that she got on social media. And it had a lot of things that she probably found found out from social media, like that conversation that some people had with the mother of his kids and even the person who the mother was with.
Okay, I could take that.
Yeah. So I feel as though he was able to continue prolonging the lies.
But you mentioned like she was so into it and she was so trying to fight it. I feel as if one person trying to fight it is never work.
Yeah, because it's a relationship. Two people in a relationship. It's supposed to be a two-man show for it to work.
Yeah.
He didn't defend shit. She was the one who basically had the big armor coming through with everything while it was airing. Like he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he just kind of sat back and let her do all the talking,
which is unfair.
Boy.
But in hindsight, thinking now, like I understand why she would have been fighting so hard because she was with this person for a year.
I guess.
So.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So she probably was fighting. Yeah.
We've all been there.
So I feel as though eventually, like, the embarrassment became too much. Embarrassment probably became too much because I think that is one thing I can't take embarrassment. One of the things.
And the lies and deceits. And the gaslighting.
Yeah. And I did say it when we were watching the show, saying like, oh, I feel as though he, in the beginning, like, yeah, he seems nice, but I feel like he was too nice based on previous seasons that we see.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for the shoes to drop and well, it did.
I didn't really like it, honestly. I was like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Nice black man, boom.
Yeah. He really had a strong facade. Because that's basically what it was. He had on a strong mask. And that was totally unfair. And I feel as though sometimes producers know of these things and they continue no matter what. It's just for the plot, for the coin. At the expense of somebody's emotions being shattered into pieces. And
I agree with you on the part where you said that she should have said no at the altar. And just continue dating and see where it goes. Because like I feel as though, because they don't really have any, they're not forced into marriage. Because at a point in time I was hearing that if they don't get married, they have to pay back for something. Or something along those lines.
They do. It's not, I don't think it's...
They have a fine?
I think there's a fine if you quit. Because...
Okay, so if you leave before time, not if you go to your altar and say no.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so Miss Lady, you could have said
no
at the altar and continue dating and see where it went. Like, nobody held a gun to your head and said, you have to marry this man. But we live and we learn.
Yeah. So, apart from that, just a reminder for you all, full episodes are now over on our Patreon. Don't forget to subscribe to get full episodes every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Catch y'all over on Patreon. So guys, I have a movie recommendation this week, and honestly, this is a prime example of not all heroes wear capes, in my opinion. And yes, it's an older movie. It is Law Abiding Citizen. Have you ever watched that?
No.
With Jamie Foxx and...
Wait. Did I?
Is it Gerard Butler?
I don't think I read that.
Gerard
Sometimes
Butler.
I need to see like the pictures to remember
what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have any pictures here at the moment.
I need a picture.
But if you're into action, strong action, you into action?
I have to be in the mood.
Thriller action.
Yeah, like horror action.
Gooey, not gooey, like more like gruesome.
Yeah.
Action, yeah.
That's me.
But this one started off strong with a gut-wrenching opening where Gerard Butler's character, his family got robbed and they were brutally assaulted in front of him and killed, and which included his wife and his daughter.
It's sounding familiar. Did I see this? I feel like I saw this.
You feel like you saw it?
Yeah.
And the trial went on, and the actual guy who murdered and assaulted his family, he basically flipped the script because it was him and another guy who came in, and the plan really was just to rob the house. And he flipped the script and said it was the other guy, and the other guy got the death penalty. And he served, I think, about 5 years because he got his sentence reduced based on it. And the justice system really didn't do anything for him. It was like no justice because this guy, he watched this guy brutally murdered his family and sexually assault his wife, and he's watching him go scotch-free and has to watch the other guy die for not doing that particular act. And one of the things the guy, Jamie Foxx's character, who was his lawyer at the time, told him was the law is the law and is what he could prove, not what really happened. And he took that and he held that. And I was watching my mother, and my mother was like, oh my god, he went so far. And she was giving me the rundown of the movie before, and she said, it was too bad, like sometimes you can't take it into your own hands. And after watching it, sometimes, I agree with Gerard Butler.
Went far.
I didn't even think he went far. Honestly. So after the 5 years came up, he ensured that at the death row, that's what it's called, that when they actually go into he switched the chemical to make sure that it wasn't
fast.
It wasn't cruel. It actually was cruel because he blamed the other guy too, because if he didn't go along with it, things could have gone a different way. It was really gruesome. His veins were popping out. It was as though his eyes was popping out his head. And
So why would they have injection to kill you? That's not cruel. Like, that's just me.
That's you and me.
Yeah.
That is you and me. But remember, the law has to still ensure that it looks like they don't really want to do this. It's just the law,
I guess.
Yeah. But
I don't want you to have a peaceful, like,
same
super way like this. No.
No.
You must be like.
Well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
That was what happened.
Just like that.
I actually wanted a different way, but that's besides the point. And they actually went to look for the other guy, but Gerard Butler was too.
I think I saw this movie.
Yeah.
I feel like I did.
He made him suffer, and he videotaped what he did. He sent it to Jamie Foxx's house because, like, yes, I understand that you're the lawyer and you have so much that you can do. Like, you have to still remember that the person you are representing is human, and this actually happened to them in 4K. he actually viewed the person that assaulted his wife being unable to help. That's the next thing. It was like it tore his masculinity away from him, and then he had to watch that, and then on top of it, watch you kill them. So to reach to the point to say, well, and it's the way he said it, and I really, like, I get that the guy coming to you a lot at times, but you still have to remember that this is his reality and not yours. And the way he said it was so callous, is the way that I'm looking for. I don't know. It's like, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And I kind of shove him off. That man went through everything possible to even get at the law for doing the shit they did and not getting justice for his family. At the end, they showed that he kind of bombed himself up based on Jamie Foxx figuring out what he's up to. But they didn't actually show you him dead. So is it that we're going to get a part 2? Because I don't feel he died. I don't want to believe
the show is,
he's dead. 2009.
Yeah, because I feel as though it's been a while.
Well, it was a while for that trilogy with is it trans? Is it trans? No. With Mr. Glass. It was a while until they got a part 2, and then a while until they got a part 3. And that trilogy went together. So I'm not saying that it's not possible. Because it's have movies that you got a part 2 further down the line. And I googled, I saw that they were supposed to have a part 2.
Something in the making.
So, never say never. I would watch it. I would definitely watch it. I watched another movie, but I can't remember that one. And it was really, really good. Let me see if I find it. The name of it. Some people really, really know how to outsmart the law. Or try. Well, he was successful. Richard Gere, he acted in that. That movie was Primal Fave. That was a really good movie.
Did I see that too?
It was an older movie.
Guys, I just never remember the names of the shows. You all remember names of shows?
Sometimes.
I don't ever remember. I literally have to, like, okay, no. Movie?
Primal Fave was really, really good. It was about this archbishop who...
This one? Well,
yeah.
Okay, I don't think I saw this. I definitely didn't see that.
Yeah, it was...
So if I did...
That was when a lot more movies were a bit over 2 hours long.
My attention span can't last so long.
It was good though. I kind of started off normal. It didn't start off heavy, but it started off, it piqued my interest enough. But my mom was saying it started off slow. She found it started off slow.
Oh, I remember I went to see Batman.
I was woke.
Oh, this was me. I woke up, and then this next show, where they kept having, God, I can't remember the name of this show.
Describe it.
It was an action show, and it had like probably like about 10 different...
Avengers?
No.
10 different what?
It had 10 different movies.
Fast and Furious?
No. Was it a man name?
10 different movies?
Yeah, I didn't even see all the others. I just saw the last one. And we were in the cinema anymore. Which one was that?
That was John Wick.
Yeah.
That's 10?
It didn't have, to me it was 10. How much was
it? 5, 6. 4, 5.
Same shit. I reclined the seat and I was like this, guys.
Yeah, she's
I slept. And when I woke up, he he was still falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
And when I went back to sleep.
Long to fall on those stairs.
And then I woke back up, he was still falling down the stairs. I can't do 2 hour long movies. I can't. I need an intermission.
Primal, it was about a archbishop that died, and the main suspect, he was trying to say that there was a third person in the room, and during the investigation, they realized that he had split personality, disorder. So it came back that, he was mentally unstable. It probably was him, and he was going in through the switches and stuff. More digging, they found out that the archbishop was assaulting these kids, these acolytes, and they had all this stuff on video. And at the end of the movie, it came out that they won the case, and he didn't actually have split personality. He was acting to get off. Yeah.
Did they remake the show? Because I feel as though I saw something along those lines, but definitely not that.
That he was acting, or that he had split personality?
That he was acting. I feel as though there's a remake out there.
Somewhere. I don't know, but that was that. I know the other show that had split personality was with Mr. Glass. That was really, really good. I don't really get into movies like that. But yeah, it wasn't Mr. Glass, it was Glass. And then I had Unbreakable. And then it had Split. Actually, there's 4 because I watched many others. It's 3. So it's Glass, Unbreakable, Split, and then Glass. So Unbreakable came out in 2000. Split came out in 2016. And Glass came out in 2019. That's a long way though. 16 years after, so maybe it's possible for the other one. So we're moving on to reaction time.
Morning. I don't know who need to hear this. I know exactly who need to hear this. Take the tag off the shirt now.
Please.
The Fashion Nova tag. Take it off the shirt. It's $15. The North Face tag. Take it off the shirt. It's about $45 US. Please. The True Religion tag is leg anyways. Take it off the shirt now. Please. At this point, I don't even care if it's designer. Why you need to show everybody so bad that you're... Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Where's the purpose? Where's the purpose? I ask you a question. Where's the purpose? Who you trying to impress so bad with a Fashion Nova tag at that? Fashion Nova? Baby, they always have a sale. Take off the tag. That's not tea. What the fuck?
People do it with Psycho Bunny. I've never seen all the other brands. Fashion Nova, people do that.
I saw it with the Psycho Bunny. I saw it with the True Religion brand. That's how I learned that it had a True Religion brand. I saw it with Supreme.
That is crazy. I don't know, like,
why?
also I noticed like the kids just wear it on their bags with their spray ground bags.
Yeah.
Right. They leave the tag, the gold tag on their bags.
Why? What's the purpose? Like, let's get to the true reason for this.
What is that it's original? I feel that's I feel that's the only reason that they do it, because what else would be the reason for leaving on the tag? In like in the States, people would have left on the tags because they want to wear the stuff and then carry it back. But these people, well,
they didn't even use to show the tag when they do that, because they're embarrassed.
They know the tag is outside hanging up. Don't you dare accidentally pull the tag. You might start a fight. You might start a whole fight.
What is the purpose? Like, oh, annoying. You all have false pride for shit. False pride for such a friggin' shit.
She said it, guys. She said it.
After you do that, or like before you advertise, and then you have these big brands, right? After
Your mortgage pay.
your mortgage pay, your car loan pay.
So recently I came across, well, a friend sent me this video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I don't know if I'm able to eat pork for probably, and I'm going to say completely, and I'm going to say forever, because I'm a pork lover, right? But she sent me a video of this young lady eating dog in China, right? So it was a young lady walking down the streets, and she said looking for like this lady who does normally sell dog, right? Now at first I thought she joking because you could clearly tell it's a Trinidadian accent, right? She probably living or just staying in China. And so I thought she was joking. I thought she was going to say, haha, it's not a dog or whatever, right? Boom, she pulled up by the place, whatever. And she asked for the dog or whatever, and how much or whatever, and they said okay. So the meat looking like pork meat, right? And she started eating it or whatever, and she said it is real good or whatever, and just, nice, real good. And then she flipped the camera, and you see the dog head line up, the meat, and then she's showing the tail, and I want to vomit because I started thinking about my pump back home. How I could eat Jasper. Like how I could be like, yummy. So then she started saying how she comparing it, the meat, the texture of the meat, how it tastes or whatever, she compared it to pork. And every time I think about pork, I think about the dog. So I don't want pork. I don't want pork. I don't want that eating anymore. I don't know. I'm only going to eat chicken leg. That's all I eat, chicken leg. I want to make sure I see a leg. It had to be about this length. That's all I want. I don't want anything else.
You might be eating a dog.
I prefer eat that. I don't want no dog.
Well, that's how I guess some Americans look at, the Caribbean people, because we eat horse.
I don't eat that either.
Well, Caribbean as a whole, you don't really eat much wild meat.
I don't. The wildest thing I eat is duck.
Yeah. That was like Christmas when we saw the random rabbit, and I wanted to catch it.
Yeah, boy. Poor rabbits. I don't even eat rabbit either, guys. I don't
Sweetest
eat rabbit. I don't eat goat. I don't eat iguana. I don't eat agouti. I
stopped eating iguana because I find I just don't want to hear them killing it.
Rabbits cry when they're being killed. They actually cry. Just thought you all should know.
When I think about it, like God put us on this earth and we have a cycle. What do we call it again?
A food chain.
A food chain. They are here for us to eat.
Still try the dog.
Well, remember it had a couple years ago when it had the rumor of
the Chinese
be a dog.
I
was like,
because I feel as though I wouldn't doubt it in the sense that I feel as though authentic Chinese people who come here may still be like, oh, let me kill a dog and eat it, right? But I would like to think that the ones who grew up here may not have developed the taste buds for it.
Well, the ones that grew up here came from the authentic ones.
Yeah, but still, it's a different culture.
It is a different culture, but remember, at home, if you as a baby introduced to these foods,
yes, that is true.
So it come like they will realize that other people in school don't eat this, seems weird, and mommy tell them it's chicken, especially if they have a restaurant, they gonna tell their friends this is chicken.
I started wondering if I want it.
When that came out, he was in like coming out of secondary school, and my mom was like, "So you have to stop eating Chinese," and in my head I'm like, "No," and she's like, "What do you think?" So then I realized, no, because at the end of the day, we probably eat so much dog and we didn't even know and I shut it out already.
Yeah,
I could tell, like my fingers, and it was good. I didn't vomit then.
Poor Jasper. That's what I just thinking.
No, I'm not saying.
Jasper.
I'm not saying that I want to see you take my dog, and do that, you know.
Let's just say
It come like so much, it come like, much people was rearing chicken in their yard. There's a chicken, they have the name for the chicken, and you know what? They rear the chicken. So for Christmas time, they eat the chicken. They rear the duck. They have the name for the duck.
I would never do that. I had a chicken and can't remember his name, and I refused. He died, obviously, but he didn't die like that. He ran in the road.
I was like, is he killed?
Got knocked down.
He
He was a baby.
You'd be able to get some nice small chicken to eat. Stew it up.
No, I was never gonna eat him.
So what you did, bury him?
No, I left him in the road for the other cars to pick it up.
You don't think that was inhumane?
He already got squashed. What am I supposed to do? Go and scrape it off the ground? Yeah.
Such is life. We had an Instagram Reddit Saga, guys.
I could go. Am I the asshole for telling my roommate's booty call she has HIV? I have that too. So my roommate, Lisa, mentioned to me last night that she had a guy coming over. She recently also told me she had tested positive for HIV. She says, I'm getting some dick tonight. All excited. So I tried to talk her out of it. Turns out she hadn't told him she was infected and refused to do so when I asked. So she goes upstairs to shower and her date shows up. I pull him aside and tell him everything. He was still very nice, ate dinner with me and Lisa. He also watched movies and made popcorn with Lisa. Now it's the next morning and Lisa is hopping mad. She yells at me about how dare you do this and that. I'm just standing there like, the fuck? She's mad because she didn't get no dick. Well, she was indeed mad. Now she won't speak to me. Now I'm feeling guilty. Am I the asshole?
No.
I do not think she was the asshole. Granted, it wasn't her business to tell, but I feel as though once it affects somebody like that, first of all, that's a crime, right? That's a crime.
You know what I don't get? I see that as murder. No lie, I see that as murder. And I just want to know if you see somebody, right? If you see someone's child walking around with a well-known sex offender, and you will tell the person, then you'll tell the child, and the child knows that that's a sex offender. Even if it's not a child, even if it's a grown person, you see them dating somebody and you see he's a sex offender. I just give an example. You can tell them that, hey, he's a well-known sex offender, child sex offender, just sex offender in general. You know that. If you see somebody with somebody who you know is a serial killer, and them they're not from here, they don't know. You don't even know for sure, he rumored to be the person who does be killing people. You think he's serial killer. Everything pointing to them, but all the evidence, it just flopping. It just inconclusive. He got hold so much times. They just don't have anything to stick, but he's known as the serial killer. You know, answer the person. So is it freaking different with somebody who you know have HIV and seeing them going to sleep with somebody?
I hate when people take away people's choice. Like, let him
That's
make that decision of whether if he wants to
do that or not.
Yeah, and I feel as though also, and that was nice of him to actually stay, and still, some guys probably would have been like, okay, tell her I had to do something and bounce. But he stayed.
Nice.
Yeah, he watched movies.
Even if it is he didn't want to do that and chose to do that, I wouldn't see the person as being bad. Because at the same time, the circumstances is that you didn't say anything. So the person is already in the right for being upset.
Yeah. And now he's like, okay, what were you were being malicious.
Exactly.
Because you weren't up front, didn't say anything, and your friend have to come and now relay this information.
Yeah. I stalk my ex-boyfriend's new wife from time to time.
You stalker?
You have a life. Like, I think if you found yourself
stalk
the
ex-wife?
Stalks the ex-boyfriend's new wife.
Oh, new.
Don't you have a life? Every time I see his picture with her, I feel rage. Not at her, but at him. I stalk, if it's at him, why don't you stalk him? But it still remains, don't you have a life? I stalk her to be like, so that's how he's doing now. We were together for 9 years. We dated quite young. We broke up last year, and his reasoning was work. He turned into a different person overnight. I demanded an answer more than work. I even asked him if he doesn't love me anymore. And all he said was, work. I tried my best to move on without closure because I thought I knew him. I believed him that he just wants to climb up. Meaning, climb the ladder and work. He became an asshole, shut all our communication down, and no news from him until 5 months later. His mom sent me a cryptic text about how I'll always be a part of the family. Then I found out he has a new girlfriend. That was fine, but it was his co-worker. Somehow I knew who and what her name was already. He was cheating. Now, I'm taking a break. If he was cheating, and I understand a cheater. However, I feel as though a lot of times we say, if you feel like if you're getting feelings to somebody else, break up. It don't mean that they physically cheat, but they want to be somewhere else, break up. But then when it is they do that, it's like, we still feel as though like, but you're okay with your feelings. Your feelings is your feelings and you're entitled to feel your way. But I feel as though don't make it out as though like he did something wrong. I think like if he was not cheating, I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. If he didn't cheat and he realized that he no longer interested in you but has interest in someone else and he decided to break it off with you before he pursue anything, I think the person is right.
You think the guy's right?
For doing so. And not taking away that you wouldn't feel hurt. Because you would. Because at the end of the day, it's 9 years. 9 years altogether, that's quite a while. And you would have unanswered questions. That's the shitty part. He just gave you a shitty answer. You understand what I am, right?
The new girlfriend was the work. That's how I take it.
Was his work or the work person?
It was the work. Because he keeps saying he studied work and she was the work.
Probably. I had in my head was probably all a yes. So I threw another grief cycle, but finally closure for me. Was it really closure? Because it's stalking him.
She what? What?
She threw her next grief cycle. She went through her next grief cycle, but finally it was closure for her. But was it really closure if you were stalking?
So I guess she went through different stages of closure, because the first closure was accepting that the breakup after 9 years. And then the second closure was him having somebody, so she dealing with it. And now she into stalking the girl.
That's insane. Then next month, his family invites me over 2 days before the New Year for a fellowship. I find that's wrong. It's messy. They asked me if I heard. Messy. So I asked, heard what? My ex is engaged now. Oh, but wait, she's 4 months pregnant.
There's a lot going on.
But she would have gotten pregnant after.
Yeah.
Definitely after. And in fact, they actually started dating less than 2 months before a breakup. Okay, so he was cheating.
She was at work, like I said.
His whole family starts crying, including his mom. I can see the pain in her face. They wanted to tell me first before anyone else. That wasn't their place to say though.
But I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
Because you're not doing anything good for her. You're keeping her stuck in a cycle. Let her heal and go. She's already going through it.
Yeah. I see it from
both sides.
I feel it from all different angles. I put myself in her situation, I put myself in the family situation. I see it from all the angles. But go ahead.
If it was such an issue, you would not have that's a different story. His whole family starts crying, including his mom. I can see the pain in her face. They wanted to tell me first before anyone else. She told me she loves me, but she has to support her son. I understood. But to be honest, my heart didn't hurt when I heard he was engaged. Naturally, it was about to come nor the pregnancy. Naturally, it was about to come. And the pregnancy. I feel that's what it is. It was the disillusionment. What's that? What I mean?
I don't know.
Disillusionment. Is that a word? Disillusionment. Disillusionment. A feeling of disappointment resulting from the discovery that something is not as good as one believed. Okay. I'm going to leave it today. And the betrayal. I'm going to read that over. It was a disillusionment and the betrayal. I go through another grief cycle. This is what you're saying. That had different cycles of it. Then on January 1st, he messaged me saying he's sorry for not telling me sooner. He wishes me the best in the new year, thanking me for my kindness and the memories. He appreciates everything I have done for him.
I want to be like, fuck you.
But how could he have told me sooner? He blocked me. So instead, he messaged me on Facebook. More grief for me. That following Saturday, my friend sends me a video of him getting married already. I have no words. All within 6 months, this man made me go through grief again and again.
I feel like I need to write down points for each
one. Couldn't be honest with me. The delusionment, the retroactive betrayal, and the constant emotional whiplash. Had I knew this information, I would have cussed him out. I would have yelled. But he took that away from me. Okay, I understand that. His little message of absolving himself of any guilt he's feeling because to be honest, he didn't have to message me. True. Truly the worst villain I've ever met. I want to find out like when you reach the stalking way. I want to don't know what went on with that. Because I think it was my more info on that, but
So she's currently stalking your wife.
currently, yeah.
Okay, so what I gather from this is clearly you're not fully healed. And that's fine because you're in a 10-year relationship. So when I said like I put myself in all angles, like I feel as though I was in a very long relationship, so I know how long it is take to actually like heal and move on and feel like yourself again, right? And then I put myself in the situation of the family. Now sometimes you get invested. You see your family member with somebody and you love them wholeheartedly, like they become like family, even though they're not married. You feel as though you consider them your cousin, your sister, your friend, like everything, right? Unless you're just an asshole family that you just don't like anybody. But you take them in and whatever, and then you see, because you're on the outside, you don't see what they're going through. You don't see their arguments. You just see them for the happy moments. You see them, so you're invested and you want this person for this person or whatever. And then when they break up, you're like, oh my God, I'm not going to have this person again. So you still hold on to them for a little bit longer, even after they break up, You still talk to them. The mother saying how, you're still considered part of the family, because 10 years is a long time, especially if they grew up together. You're seeing this and the expectation is, okay, this is my future daughter-in-law or whatever. So I understand that. I feel, but in a situation like that, boundaries have to be in place after a while. It don't happen one time. It's not a clean cut. Because then, to me, then it's not like genuine. Like, okay, we're done and just exit. I feel as though eventually boundaries come and then, it wouldn't be as close as before, but you'll still have that connection.
It feels as though if they done and one person clean cuts off, it wasn't genuine.
If you cut off family members, yes, it wasn't genuine to the family members. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I look at it. Like, okay, for instance, with me, and like, let's bring reference to my ex or whatever. Like, it would have like people who I was good with, and I still talk to them. I mean, I'd be like, oh my God, let me talk to so and so every day, whatever. But I wouldn't. Oh my God, how about aunt who I still call Auntie Pam? Like, that's my Auntie Pam, and she'd be like, yes, honey, Laurel, and hug, kiss, everything. She will always be my Auntie Pam. I don't care. But for me, I wouldn't like clean cut and then like every time I see them I pass them straight over, I'll be like, hello, good day. I keep it moving. They still ask about me, ask about my son or whatever. So for me, if I could just clean cut, but that's just me. Some people they would need that clean cut in order to move on. But for me, I wouldn't just blank out family members just like that. Unless it's something that causing me some sort of grief or some sort of negative emotion. Or, for instance, in the ending of the story, she mentioned her friend showing her the wedding. That was, to me, that's unnecessary.
It was unnecessary.
Going through.
Especially your friends are supposed to know that you're still grieving.
Clean your eye, lid, your lash.
Just not a feeling of like clean.
Right there.
I felt something.
Yeah, like I feel as though that was so unnecessary because as friends, like why would you want to add to your grief? Now, granted, some people just be like, oh my God, I feel as though she needs no, this is what's going on, but not everything she needs to know. It just added, clearly she going through these stages. I'm just hoping that after a while you'll be able to move on and stop stalking your wife, because after a while it'll get pretty boring. Like, how do you want to see the first child, the honeymoon?
You kind of come like Taraji being temptation.
Yeah, we don't want that for you.
Don't want that.
But I feel as though with time and just being intentional about where you want to be, I think that you'll be able to move on.
Okay. I agree with you up to a certain point. I don't think I disagree with what you're saying. I think I just have a different view on it. Like with the where you say it wasn't genuine, if you cut the family off, my view on it is, for me personally, I'd have to be rude to you unless you knew what your son was doing, and in terms of cheating, and he was able to bring that person around, then yeah, it will be so, because from my side, you weren't being genuine with me. But if it is like it was something like that time go, and yeah, you all decided that yeah, you all can't be together anymore, that chapter for me would be that I need to place boundaries, because again, some family members are just like this, and now the respect will have to be for the other person, and I wouldn't want to be. I put the stuff in my shoes. For me personally, I wouldn't want that I'm in a relationship with someone and their ex is still quite close with the family and able to get info on it. To me, it's like, I wouldn't want that for myself, so I wouldn't encourage it from my side. So I wouldn't be rude, but I would be brief with you. Hi, good day, and keep it moving. I don't need to have a personal relationship with you anymore like that, because I need that boundary. I would need that boundary. I'm not going to disrespect you, but that relationship, no, it can no longer, for me, I cannot allow it to continue in that comfortable space. That's my view on that. But and I'm not helping her. Why you invite her over like that? First of all,
that part was
that disrespectful to your son.
Yeah, the invitation was unnecessary.
It was totally unnecessary.
You don't need to be in that space. Yeah. Oh boy. I really hope that you find your peace, girlie.
Yeah.
Well, you would eventually, but you
I
can't.
hope it doesn't fester again like temptation.
But you can't be stalking. You have to try. Because I feel what it is like you put yourself. You had a vision of where the relationship was going, especially seeing that she said that. Out of nowhere, it just come. No,
yeah,
that's it. Listen. That's the thing about guys. Like sometimes they stay in relationships knowing that it ended like how much years ago in their mind. They stay until they find somebody that they're ready to move on to. Whereas we do things differently. So in his mind, it already ended, and you're thinking, okay, well, things okay with us. You know, we have our ups and our downs, but things not as it may seem. And I feel as though he didn't give her enough closure. But then again, that's how guys are sometimes. They wouldn't say directly, well, I'm dating a girl at work and I see a future with her and I don't really see a future with you. What I was doing was just marking time with you.
They would never admit that you were just a placeholder.
And you see that shit show of him telling you, well, you're a nice person. That's where I was to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
If you thought all that,
you didn't have to message her.
Yeah, just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Anywho, am I the asshole for asking my wife to quit hiking with another man? My wife is a 34-year-old female, has always been outdoorsy and loves hiking and camping. I'm a 36-year-old male, and I'm more of a homebody. We've been married for 6 years, and while we've always had our differences, we made it work. But over the last year, things have changed. She joined a hiking group last summer, and there's this guy, Jake. Someone's always a guy named Jake in the group who she's gotten really close to. At first, I didn't think much of it. She's social and has always had male friends, but lately, I've been feeling uneasy. Jake and my wife hike together almost every other weekend. They carpool to the tailhead, share meals during the trips, and sometimes even plan smaller outings, just the two of them, if the group can't make it. Okay, I've told her I'm uncomfortable with how much time she spends with him, but she says it's nothing more than a shared interest and that I'm being insecure. I try to brush it off, but things have been escalating. She missed a family dinner last weekend because Jake invited her to scout out a new trail. When I told her I was hurt, she accused me of trying to control her hobbies, and I said I should join her. And I said I should join her if I'm so concerned. The thing is, I hate hiking and she knows it. I suggested she find a female hiking partner or involve more people from the group. But she insisted it's not fair to cut Jake out just because of my jealousy. She says I'm reading too much into it and I need to trust her. Last night we had another fight after I asked if she could skip an upcoming weekend trip with him so we could spend time together. She said I was being unreasonable and that she's allowed to have friends. I told her it doesn't feel like a friendship when she's choosing to spend hours alone with another man instead of me.
It feels like a commitment.
Now I'm wondering if I'm being controlling or if my feelings are valid. She says I'm blowing this out of proportion and I can't shake the feeling that Jake is coming between us.
Coming or coming?
This is so interesting. Interesting.
I don't know, like, I feel like, she sounds like she now getting, like, she now finds something that she wants and this is who meets her, right?
I feel like I'm like on two, like I'm seeing two sides. So like for me, like I get that she's outdoorsy and he's a homebody. Sometimes those relationships work. Sometimes you need to meet your own man. Sometimes you need to meet an outdoorsy. If you're outdoorsy, you meet an outdoorsy person so you can keep up with it. And sometimes you end up meeting somebody who's like complete polar opposite with you. The issue with that though is that sometimes somebody always feel as though they have to sacrifice in a sense. So the person who is the outdoorsy one feels as though, God, my man always home, I can't take him out, he don't want to do nothing, he's so boring, I can't take it, right? And the one who is out, who's home but is like, so she'll just go out every weekend. Now, I'm sure she probably was, if he says she's outdoorsy, he didn't make it seem as though she now started to jump out. It seemed as though she's always outdoorsy. But because Jake come in the picture, it's like, wait, who's Jake? You know, why you don't find a girl to go out with? Now, he is justified for being jealous because I think I would be jealous too if my man is doing something every weekend with a female. I would be like, okay, what's going on? But she said, come hike with us. And your statement is, well, I don't like to hike. And that's the problem. That is the problem. You don't want to hike. Why it is that you can't come out of your comfort zone and do something maybe once or twice.
But then the flip side of that may be, she damn well know her husband not going to come.
True.
So she just threw that out there so she will have grounds to say, I did invite you, you decided that you didn't want to come.
Yeah. But sharing snacks, oh God, come on. I feel as though she's trying to pretend that she's not seeing what is going on because at the same time.
I don't think she's pretending. I think she's somewhat like, is it gaslighting her?
No, I feel as though some women like to pretend like, oh, you know Jake catching feelings when they go to play it off like, I have a husband. But you know Jake is tying your shoelaces.
I think she's like, you know
Jake is holding your hand on this trail. Yeah. You know that Jake is ready to defend you if anything go on in this trail.
I think she's like the attention and the company. Obviously. I don't think I don't know, I'm not going to say I don't think. I don't know if she crossed the line. But I do think there's a high.
I don't think that she did cross the line, but I feel as though if she continued on this path, she may end up crossing the line accidentally. Accidentally, yeah? Accidentally.
No, I don't bother. I don't agree with them taking up on her.
No, well, she go to say it's an accident when it happened. Because, honestly, like, do we think man and woman could be friends on that? Like, if you're having so much interaction, I believe men and women could be friends. But I feel as though if you constantly have interactions like this all the time, and it's just one-on-one, one person is going to catch feelings.
Yeah.
It's just natural.
And as I was saying, it's kind of like you're committed to Jake. Because if he's asking you for 1 week, your husband, 1 weekend, and you're like, no, he's trying to control you. It's 1 weekend you literally go out to Jake every
Again, I have two minds to this because I'm like, do you want to go out just because I'm going out with Jake, or do you want to take me out because you want to take me out?
Well, that as well, but at least he's still trying, making an effort to try to meet you halfway. Because he's still. Then
again, is he even taking her out, or does she want to spend time at home?
No, that's the next part. You need to actually go out with her. As usual, let us know what you guys think. I'm in the asshole for skipping my brother's wedding because his fiance included my wife from the guest list. No, because his fiance excluded my wife from the guest list. My brother James is getting married next month, and what should have been a joyous family event has turned into a nightmare. The issue: his fiance Emily didn't invite my wife Lisa to the wedding. Emily and Lisa have been close, but I wouldn't call them enemies. Oh, Emily and Lisa have never been close, but I wouldn't call them enemies either. However, Emily has always seemed a bit cold towards Lisa. The tipping point was last year during a family vacation. Lisa, who's naturally outgoing and bubbly, struck up conversations with everyone, including strangers at the resort. Emily, who's quieter and more reserved, seemed annoyed by this. What business is that of Emily though? I digress. Emily, who's a quieter and more reserved, seemed annoyed by this. After the trip, she told James that Lisa was attention-seeking and accused her of making the vacation all about herself. I didn't think much of it at the time, chalking it up to personality differences. Fast forward to now, and Emily has made it clear she doesn't want Lisa at her wedding. When I confronted James about it, he admitted it was Emily's decision and said he didn't want to push back because it's her day. He added that I should respect Emily's wishes and come to the wedding alone for the sake of the family harmony. I was stunned. Lisa and I have been married for 5 years. She's part of this family. Excluding her feels like a slap in the face, not just to her, but to me as well. When I told James I wouldn't attend without Lisa, he accused me of being dramatic and trying to punish him for something out of his control. He said I was letting Lisa's hurt feelings ruin his wedding day. Our parents are divided. My dad says I'm right to stand by my wife, and that James and Emily are being unreasonable. My mom, on the other hand, thinks I should just keep the peace and attend the wedding because it's not worth destroying our relationship with your brother over one day. Lisa has been deeply hurt by the whole ordeal. She feels disrespected and excluded and told me she would never have done something like that if the roles were reversed. She's trying to be supportive of whatever decision I make, but I can tell she'd be devastated if I went to the wedding without her. It's put a strain on our marriage because she feels like I'm not standing up for her enough. At the same time, James is my only sibling, and I've always thought that we were close. I know skipping his wedding will hurt him, and it could permanently damage our relationship. part of me wonders if I should just swallow my pride and go for his sake. But another part of me feels like it isn't just about one day. It's about standing up for what's right. I don't want to ruin my brother's wedding, but I also don't want to betray my wife or compromise my values. So, am I the asshole for refusing to go to my brother's wedding without Lisa?
You could.
As much as I view all the sides, I feel as though when you get married, you all become one, regardless of what. You all become one. And your brother will now lean that as well because he's getting married now. And if something like that is to happen with him and his wife in the future, Emily would want him to stand by her as well. So I think it's unfair for them to expect that of you. And I understand Emily to a certain point. Like some people, personalities just don't clash. But attention seeking in what way? It didn't sound like she's Emily and right. It didn't sound like Lisa. I was trying to remember the next one name. It didn't sound like Lisa was going out of her way to like call attention to herself. She just sounded like she's just a friendly person. She sounded like a yapper. She didn't sound like she just be doing outrageous shit. Like that's what I think attention seeking is. Somebody who does just outrageous stuff, like for the attention to always be on them. It's not that they are talkers, they're friendly or could communicate well in groups or like that. So to me, in some way, Emily is just she probably feels small when Lisa is around. That's why I get it from it. I don't know if I'm wrong. So I feel as though like your brother wouldn't yet understand what it is to be married. I mean, I'm not married, but I totally understand that when two people are married, they become one, and sometimes it will be hard for them to jeopardize their family, because yes, you are family, but you are now external family in a sort of way, because now his wife comes first. So at the end of the day, he has to go home to Lisa. He's not going home to you. He's not going home to you, and soon you will understand that as well if you don't understand it as yet, because at the end of the day, you're getting married. I hate this thing about keeping the peace that people love to put out there. Like, I hate it because yes, there's keeping the peace and then there's allowing bullshit. And I feel as though that's his mother is allowing bullshit. Like, I get that it's Emily's day, and if Emily doesn't want Lisa to be there, that is fine. But Emily, again, it goes back to choices. Emily and you, when you decided that you're not going to stand up to Emily, that was your decision, that was your choice. You would know, you should have known that there's a high possibility that your brother would not attend, because at the end of the day, you are saying that it's Emily's day and she needs to be happy. That's something that she's not willing to compromise, and you're standing by Emily with that, and that's fine. If Lisa's not there, he's not going to be there because his wife isn't there. Emily's still going to enjoy her day. Remember, you make sure the day is not about you either. So, let's be for real.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I feel... No, I don't even understand why Emily said that Lisa can't come, but okay. I'm still trying to understand that.
I think she will and
probably. I don't know what is her issue. I think that Emily's fiance, the brother, I understand that he's trying to make sure that his wife is happy, but I feel as though he should have reasoned with her a little bit more to just be like, okay, this is my brother's wife. You know, if she's not coming, he obviously is not coming. So, and he's basically exactly what you said. You know, he wants to make sure that Emily is happy. The same way the brother wants to make sure that his wife is happy. I agree with him with not going at all because I would want my husband to stand by me. I feel as though the brother and the sister-in-law, that relationship could always be repaired because yes, it didn't come to the wedding, okay, we could move past this. I don't think the wife could get over you not standing by her side in a moment like this because you didn't invite me. That will always play back in her mind. You leave me, went to the wedding. When you all happy at the wedding and dance or whatever, he's sitting on my table, he's sour, and then when he go back home, it's sour. It's probably the next 2 months. You understand? So I agree with him for sticking by her husband, sticking by his wife. Yeah, sticking by his wife because I will stick beside my man too. I'm not going to go even if he's uncomfortable somewhere or he wasn't invited. I'm not going to go. That is my part now. I'm not going. So
I don't think he's the asshole.
Yeah, but I also agree with the part that if somebody is uncomfortable with somebody at the wedding, they should not have to invite them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is the brother's wife. So you need to think about all the parts.
No, I agree with her not inviting who she wants because to me,
you don't want to be feeling uncomfortable at your
own weddings, and that's fine. That is her prerogative. She's entitled to that. But at the same time, you have to remember that he's gonna stick by his wife, which he has all right to. Yeah. That brings us to the end of the episode. I thought today was gonna be short, but we are right on time. Catch you all next week. We'll see you.